day that the last 2 turkeys get processed and put in the freezer. The new freezer that is coming, because the old freezer is crap. And I mean that in the nicest way. And it's an old freezer, probably, a good 20 or more years old. It's pretty chewed up, but it still works. Who knows for how long, but it still works. But we just don't have room in that freezer for the 2 monsters that we have left to process, because they are huge. But we'll get them done this afternoon after we take delivery on the freezer. We're just going to do an assembly line, and I am going to record the processing part but not the killing part, because I believe that that is a very sacred thing for what they're doing, what they're providing for our family for the winter. I treat the killing of an animal that has been raised for food with a great deal of respect, and I do appreciate that we have the ability to provide for ourselves. It's been a long, what's it been, 22 weeks. They are more than ready. They're not suffering, which was my concern, is that towards the end they might suffer. They're not suffering, but they are having a harder time getting around. So today is the day. We're going to take care of it. I will film the processing part. Big Tom. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, as you can see, I've got the head and the legs removed. And now it's time to get all the feathers off. Move this so that we can both reach it. Tim's doing Big Tom. I'm going to do Jenny. You want to get the feathers off as soon as possible, because as their body cools off, the feathers are harder to pull out. While they're still warm, it's a little easier. These big wing feathers are always the most difficult, and so we've decided that we're going to take the wingtip off so we don't have to deal with that. We don't usually eat the wingtip anyway. Alright, well, now that we've got her all plucked, for the most part, and she's still got some pin feathers here and there that I'll have to clean off of her, but her legs have been removed, well, her feet. Her neck has been removed, and I'm now to the point where I'm ready to start to remove the insides. Now, something to keep in mind when you're processing a turkey or a chicken is that you want to preserve the fat and the skin as much as possible. The fat, because you know that's going to add to the flavor of the turkey as it's roasting. It'll add to the flavor of the gravy from the drippings, and the skin, because you know the skin is going to hold the moisture into the meat as it's cooking, and so the more that you have, the better that's going to work. So, and something else to realize is that these turkeys were not taken off of feed like they should have been. We didn't know what time of day we were going to be processing them. We didn't even know that we were going to be able to get it done today. So I did not deprive them of feed until this morning. I took their feed away, and we didn't process them until later this afternoon. And so Tom didn't have a lot of feed in his crop. I'm hoping the Jenny doesn't either, but if they do, they do. So first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to loosen the top innards, and that's going to be your windpipe and the crop. And so the way you're going to want to do that is you're going to want to kind of find that little notch right there, and that's kind of where you're going to want to not cut through. So I like to use different things. To get it started, I'll often use the scissors, kind of snip that, but I don't go down too far because I don't want to break the crop, and I also want to have a certain amount of control about how much this rips. So I'm going to open that up. And there's the crop. Looks like I did nick it a little bit, and it does have feed in it. So it looks like she ate more than he did today. But now what I need to do is I need to kind of get that loosened away, all the connective tissue that's holding the windpipe and the esophagus to everything else inside there, the rib cage and all. I also want to break away the fat and the sinew that's around the crop so that it will let go of it. And sometimes I'll use, you know, implements. I try not to use too much because I really don't want to cut into that crop. That's not too bad. It's not as full as Middle Tom's was when we did him. And the reason I'm loosening everything up here is I'm actually going to pull all of this out through the other end. And it's pretty empty, so we didn't do too bad. Oh, where's my little knife? So now I've got that all loosened. Bring her around. And this is a little bit more of a tricky part. I want to remove the little scent or the oil gland on the back here. So I'll do that with my super sharp knife. Turn her all the way over to make it a little easier to do. get behind it and just remove it cleanly. There. I'll turn it back over. Okay. Now, here you want to cut further down because you really want to kind of lay over that skin. So I'm going to start with a little pinch. Oh, she's got some stuff wanting to come out. So that's going to be nasty, but I'm going to try to avoid it. I'm going to go up either side of her intestines and opening so that I don't nick the bowel. I really don't want to nick the bowel. So I go up either side of it. Looks good so far. I'm going to come in behind it. Cut it away. There. All right. So now what I need to do is with my hands, I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to find all of the, well, that's a nice big hunk of fat. I don't want to lose that. I'm going to find the innards. And I'm going to actually pull them down into the sink. I have a bowl right here, waiting to drop everything in. I'm going to have to turn you guys around so you can kind of see. I know you don't, probably not thrilled about this part, but this is all part of it. Okay. So as you can see, the innards are right there, ready to fall out. I really want to control that. Work it away from the inside. And no, this is not the funnest job, but you have to do it. Now what I'm doing is I'm finding that esophagus, etc. Oh, there's the liver. I want to keep that. I've got a bowl back there for the good insides. Here's the heart. I don't keep anything else. Now pull that esophagus and windpipe through. It brings the crop with it. And then everything else just peel away and let it fall. Well, there's the rest of that liver. Heart turkey. Don't get you crazy on me. At this point, everything is out. So now I can cut away whatever might be hanging on. Cut away that sinew. There. A big hunk of fat. No, that does not smell very good. So I'm going to get that out of here as quickly as I can. There. And I'm going to give her a good cleaning too. Cut away that little bit of excess skin that has some pin feathers on it around the neck. But otherwise, she looks pretty good. Finish taking off her little pin feathers. I'll get her all wrapped up. I'm cooling down in the refrigerator. All of these tools cleaned and sanitized. Okay, so she's all cleaned, processed, and ready to get cooled down in the fridge. You have to cool them down, for at least 24 hours before you put them in the freezer. Just kind of let them relax and let them bring their temperature way down before you go sticking them in a freezer. So I've got these really cool turkey-sized freezer bags that I got years ago, a package of them. And they come in so nice and handy. And she should fit in here pretty nice. I'll put her in breast first. Tie it up, we're good to go. She's gonna have to go into the fridge with Big Tom. I'll show you how he turned out in a second. Okay, there she is, cooling down. She's a good sized turkey. I haven't weighed her yet. I'm guessing about 20 pounds. But there's Big Tom. He's a big boy. Too big for my giant turkey freezer bag. So he is triple quadruple wrapped in plastic wrap, and then aluminum foil, and then I'm going to pick up some freezer paper to finish wrapping him up so he'll fit in the big freezer downstairs. So there you have it. I'm going to tack on to this somewhere, possibly where I showed them in the refrigerator how much they ended up weighing each. Middle Tom ended up weighing around 40 pounds. So I'm guessing just by the way that Big Tom felt, I don't think he's quite as big. So maybe 30? We'll see. But there you go. It's a simple process. It's not a fun process. And if you have the ability to get a giant feather plucking machine, they have them for chickens. I just don't know if they would have handled that size turkeys. It would have been nice. But we didn't have that, so there you go. So dinner is getting close to getting done. We got a roast in the crock pot, and I just have to make something to go with it. But all three are now processed and getting ready to go in the freezer. So if you have any questions, pop them down below. I appreciate you guys watching and hanging in there with me. This has been such a journey. But yeah, we are now turkeyless again. Thanks for watching.